Hi, how are you doing? This is Anurag from the channel on which we have decided to put a speech every day, and the challenge still goes on and will keep going on without even a single day break. So today, let's talk about few things, maybe hobbies, the interest that you develop out of an impulse and it continues for your life. My camera, which is not a DSLR but it's a bridge camera and a high zoom, which is specifically suited for wildlife photography as well as birds. It all started in 2019 in Porbandar, Gujarat, while I was there in election duty. I'll get back to it later. Let's talk about today. As I was entering into my office campus, it's a huge area with the green belt and not many trees, and I believe there are variety of birds for bird watchers who cherish watching these birds, listening to their calls, trying to identify them. But alas, since it's a defense setup, no cameras are allowed inside. Anyways, you can always keep your eye open for the knowledge. So today as I entered, I heard a voice, and it's something similar for with that of the kite predatory bird, with the difference that it's little on the higher pitch and it looks like it has a bad throat. That time I couldn't notice it. As I entered into my office, I heard that voice again and decided to locate the bird. And I knew, since I have been following the birds for quite a long time, at least for around 2 years, so that I recognize many of the birds by their calls and I can tell, okay, there is this bird I need to identify. And similar thing happened, and I knew this voice was of grey hornbill. Hornbill is a big bird. You, when I say hornbill, the image of that black and yellow beaked hornbill might come to your mind, but in general plain areas like Delhi and UP, what you get is the grey hornbill. It's little smaller than that black and yellow hornbill which is found in Himalayas. And now talking about this, it's small as compared to that one. Its green color, lives in the dried trunks of the trees, and as that cacophony became stronger and stronger, I knew I'm about to catch them. And as I was unable to see them first, and suddenly one came out with its head, with its long head bent down, and another one followed. It looked like a scene of Jurassic era in which the pterodactyls were gliding. It's very different to the normal common birds as you see. It has got a long beak, the heavy beak is extra structure over its beak, and that I'm not sure whether it's more aerodynamic or not, but it looks beautiful. Its wingspan is big with tail spreading across, and you love it. So that was that, and it was one of the finest start to the morning. You get to locate the bird which you have been trying to locate for a long time, and there was that. Now let's get back to the story where told my interest has started. I was there in Porbandar in 2019 on official election duty. Uh, Next to my area where I was staying, I heard that there is one bird sanctuary that needs, and I couldn't miss out on such a big attraction. The bird sanctuary was not that big, and it was quite surprising that not many locals were aware of it. On the second last day, I inquired from my hotel manager and said, yes, there is an area where birds can be found, and you have just asked him at the right time. My son is going to that area and he'll drop you with his car. I instantly got to the seat of his car, and there it was. It was hardly 5 minutes journey to that area. That sanctuary was closed by then. I think I have reached by 6. But still, I befriended the officials and I told them about my position, that I have come from so and so place to conduct the elections and I'm the official. So they are overwhelmed by my behavior as well as kind of official relationship, and they said, okay, for your sake, we'll open it and let you roam inside where you want, and this guy will guide you and be your instructor. He was a forest ranger, the ones who take care of the animals, whether there's some kind of illegal poaching or if there's anyone found in unhealthy or injured condition, they take care of it. It's such a angel job. So we got atop one of the wooden structures constructed especially to grab such kind of views, and mostly they were the water birds, and the time was that of April, and he instantly pulled out his camera and zoomed in. Now, in general, we are habitual for using a mobile phone or DSLRs, which are having those limited optical zoom. But when I saw those birds in his screen, I was mesmerized. He shared the images with me, and I was so glad I decided at that point of time, now this is something I want to have. This fulfills my requirement, my desires to capture the wildlife as far as it can be, but it's best seen in your screen. You can capture it, because if you generally try to capture a bird in your screen, you'll see nothing is seen specifically. It's just a small drop or a small blotch, that is a small blot that you like to identify a bird with, and the one who was showing you it to will say, yeah, good luck. So from there, I had decided that I'm going to buy a bridge camera. I had researched and came upon this camera from which I'm recording. It's the Nikon camera with 83x optical zoom. The one which was being used in the sanctuary by that guy was of Sony of 50x digital zoom. So I went a step ahead and I have been really enjoying it from then. Now my father does sparrow conservations, and earlier we used to capture the videos, those moments of birth and the feeding and how they get their first life lessons from the mobile, but now it's the camera and his YouTube channel. So these priceless moments are captured in best of the resolutions and shared on YouTube for world to see. And not just that, since when you try to conserve a species, you have to develop an ecology, and this support attracts many species of birds that can survive from it. There are countless, like Indian white-eye, then the sunbird, kingfisher, uh, coppersmith barbet, and there are many. I mean, hoopoe, bee-eater. Someone may get confused whether it's a sanctuary or what. How come so many birds visit such a small place? It's just our terrace, and you need to be patient. Not each bird is there for you to see every time, but you need to be patient and check in regularly, and if you get lucky, you will get the best shot. From then onwards, since I was able to capture those best moments and best resolutions, the birds can be zoomed in to the best frame of the picture. And as I turned my attention towards the birds photography, I automatically started learning more about the behavior of birds. And now I know which kind of ecology or which kind of you'll say plant structure support which kind of birds, or where's the possibility of finding so and so birds in the area, and I can identify from their calls, their voices, and I know many of them, at least the general birds that are found around us in neighborhood, by their names. And when you can recognize them, you suddenly realize they have been around us all the time, but you were ignoring them. People get surprised at how come a place like Ghaziabad can have so many bird species, but it's true. It's been captured on my camera, and there have been few ventures outside, but most of them have been taken from my terrace, which I call the Little Sanctuary. Do not forget to visit our YouTube site, the father that he runs in the name of Nirmal Kumar Sharma, Sparrow Conservation. Do check out the videos, not just for the sake of increasing the likes or the views, so that you can learn if you can make the nest out of waste and help our species survive in this time when their habitats are rapidly being destroyed at a faster rate than you can ever imagine. So make your contributions, whatever you can, and nail those nests in your home, and maybe you are able to save those sparrows, and along with that many more bird species, and you'll love it. Get connected with nature, there's nothing comparable to that. So that's all from my side today. All the best, take care.